Man, what a match. Just wow. I mean, even at age 35 and 34, there's not a single pair of players you could match up in the world right now that could give you the sheer quality and hitting that Nadal and Djokovic just dished out there for 4 hours on Philippe Chatrier. Bravo to both guys, but especially the victor, Novak Djokovic. There was a time when I probably would have been screaming and throwing stuff and maybe even crying after a match like this. And believe it or not, that time isn't even that long ago. I don't even think that I've totally outgrown that phase, but the title of this video is probably going to be something like Hats Off Novak Djokovic or Bravo Novak Djokovic, something along those lines. The guy is just a very, very special player. He's a freak, he's an alien, and somehow when this matchup just looked like it was each guy hammering one another on their favorite surface, he has, at the age of 34, found a solution, being away from his physical peak, and pulled off the impossible, beating Nadal on Chatrier, dealing him his first loss in 27 matches among the semis and finals of Roland Garros. And in the process, he has probably put in one of the most perfect displays of clay court tennis in his career. And I'll be totally frank, I did not think that Djokovic had a performance like that on clay left in him, but in doing so, he has now put himself on the precipice of goatdom per se. I was gonna talk about this in a video, but I got caught up in making my preview yesterday. I was planning on also making a video about the legacy implications that the semifinal and winning a title here would have. To me, among the masses, and to myself, I was going along the lines that if one of Nadal or Djokovic were to win this title, in my opinion, a new GOAT would be crowned. With Rafa, it would have been 21, and just getting that astounding amount of 14 French Opens to tie the guy who once had the slam record not too long ago, a little over a decade ago, and doing it just at the French Open while also moving into the sole leader of slam wins. For Djokovic, on the other hand, this would mean getting the elusive double career slam while also drawing to within one with a 19th major overall. And that double career slam would have just given him one more notch in his belt to already a couple of significant things that he already holds the edge over Federer, whether it's weeks at number one, which he recently passed Federer in this year earlier, whether it's the 4 in a row, the non-calendar year Grand Slam from 2015 to 2016 that neither Federer were able to accomplish, and also just the Golden Masters, and he's done that twice. And I think this is that inflection point where it's like, at what point does one fewer slam mean more than all of these other significant records that Djokovic holds? And for me, personally, this would do it. Nobody thinks that Novak is just gonna stop at 19. I'm not assuming he's going to win on Sunday, but if he is to win that and clinch the double career slam, I don't think any of us think he'll stop on 19, but I wouldn't even need him to get to 20 at that point. If he were able to get the double career slam plus all of that other stuff, it just kind of gets to a point where it's undeniable. And that's why, to me, on Sunday, Djokovic will be on the precipice of finally taking up that mantle, at least for the near future, barring anything that Federer and Nadal can do in response. I know a lot of us have been very reluctant, me included, to give up the GOAT title to Djokovic, but the evidence is certainly starting to pile up now. And honestly, the fact that this win puts him closer to that than maybe ever before, it doesn't upset me as much as it once would have, because I think that I accepted that Djokovic was the greatest back in 2019 when he saved those championship points at Wimbledon. Certainly my guy Rafa and what he did after that Wimbledon in winning the US Open and then the French last October to get to 20 made me take a more neutral approach, where I was like, okay, a lot can happen, anything can surprise me, and we should wait until these guys retire to make any declarations, because to be completely frank, those two slam wins surprised me from Rafa, and it's hard to really doubt any of those three guys and count them out. So it's tough to come to conclusions when it comes to that debate, but for the time being, with what Djokovic is on the precipice of doing, if he's able to pull it off, it's kind of tough to argue otherwise, at least as it stands. If he pulls off the history on the line for him on Sunday, then to me, he's the GOAT, and I am fine with that. To me, an incredible spectacle, especially in that third set, seeing these guys battle as if it was still the early 2010s, where the tennis between them, to me, was at an all-time high. They were just engaging in some of the most brutal hitting I've seen out of them in some time. And did Rafa have his A game today? I would say no. I would say he never got over a B, but listen, the Nadal who was out there still would have beaten anybody else today. He fought valiantly until his legs gave out in the fourth, and that is what it is, man. His legacy is set in stone at Roland Garros. This doesn't change anything on that front, and I'm certainly not writing him off. I don't think he's finished just because he lost one French Open and couldn't five-peat there at age 35. It's not the end of the world for him, just not his day, and certainly Novak played his part in making him uncomfortable and kind of just squeezing out more unforced errors from him than you're accustomed to, making him go for shots that he probably wasn't comfortable going for. And this match certainly legitimized his form that I'd been raving about since Rome. Didn't start this clay court season out great, Djokovic, but the signs he showed in Rome with his forehand, they carried over into Roland Garros. And even though he didn't win a Masters, while he did in 2019 and 2020, that forehand in those years wasn't nearly as potent as it showed in Rome as well as Roland Garros. And he was able to do so much with it today. As me and a lot of other people mentioned, the key pattern for him in this matchup on clay was to get Nadal pinned in his backhand corner. I mentioned that several matches in 2011 he made the Nadal backhand look very ordinary, and that certainly was the case today. A lot of very uncharacteristic backhand errors for Nadal. And for Nadal, you always expect the forehand to be his sword, but you expect his backhand to be the shield. He needed his backhand to be able to absorb those blows, and he tried to do different things with it when stretched out, because Djokovic was pulling him wide with his angled forehands and his backhand up the line. Rafa tried to slice more and go loopy with a bunch of high balls on his backhand, but a lot of the times those balls were landing too short and just being punished. It wasn't Rafa's day today, and as I also mentioned, throughout this tournament you could go to every single match he played on the way here. Hell, even the Gasquet match, of all people, who Nadal has the matchup on lock against. He was giving looks to even Gasquet, but he was giving looks to pretty much everybody in his draw this year. And it was a tough draw, don't get me wrong, but a sharper Nadal doesn't have those lapses at such a frequency. He doesn't open the door. I think Diego was able to take advantage the most and take a set, but he just didn't have it in him to go with Nadal for the long haul, and Novak certainly did today. In fact, I looked at this match very early. Like by the third set, I was like, Rafa needs to win this third set. It's a must win. I thought whoever won that third was going to win the match, and I thought very early that Nadal is going to be the one to tire first by the end of the second set, because he did put in a decent amount of effort into that second set despite the score being 6-3. He really tried to get back even in that set, and it was tough to lose that, but just tenfold more in the third set to be able to lose that after all the exertions throughout that set. And add on to that he wasn't getting anything out of his serve aside from early on throughout the first set, and just nothing was coming easy to Rafa. Novak just was dialed in all match. He didn't really give Nadal that many looks. You could probably say there were maybe 2, at most 3 lapses from Djokovic this whole match. And after Rafa jumped out to that 5-0 lead in the first set, Djokovic just locked down. He wasn't giving Rafa an inch. He was a wall. He was putting everything back deep. And I think as the match wore on, as it got into those night conditions, because they started pretty late following the Tsitsipas match, Nadal, as this match wore on, was finding it harder and harder to hit through the court. And all of that just kind of snowballed into him hitting the physical wall in the fourth, especially when he was unable to take that third after putting in so much energy to stay alive in that third. I honestly did not know how he was still in that set when we got to 6-5, where he led and even had a set point, but man, Djokovic just mind of steel, man. As tough as ever, came up with the goods. That drop shot, it was as good as a winner. And yeah, it's just tough having faith in Rafa in tie breaks these days, especially when he wasn't serving very well at that point in the match. Obviously an expensive miss with that volley at 3-4, but in hindsight, it probably wouldn't have mattered. I don't think Nadal had the legs to finish this match off. Had he made that volley or not, had he won that breaker, it would have been very tough. Maybe if he wins that breaker, he gets to the finish line on adrenaline, but it was such a tough ask given how Rafa was looking in that fourth set. He was looking very weary, and that was in large part credit to Djokovic, who was dictating most of this match. And this is just another signature victory that Novak Djokovic can add to his long list of career-defining wins. And even if he doesn't win on Sunday, I would say the only way that happens is if this match took a lot out of him. And I do think that this match had to take something out of him. But even if he is to lose on Sunday, he has proven himself and cemented it really with this win that he is one of the all-time great clay court players. Just unfortunate that he lived in this era of far and away the greatest clay court player of all time, but today he gets a win over that very clay court GOAT. And it's a win that will rank up there with some of his best clay court matches. I would say this is up there with those 2011 Madrid-Rome finals, 2013 Monte Carlo, as well as the 2012-2013 French Opens. To me, this is right up there. Maybe not above some of those, but man, he just played an absurdly good match. I don't hold that win in 2015 at the French Open over Nadal in very high esteem at all, but this one, yeah, this one's gonna stay in our memory for a very long time. At the end of the day, full credit to Novak Djokovic. Congratulations to him and his fans. He will now be advancing to his 6th French Open final, I believe. And yet again, the story of his career has proven everybody wrong, defied the odds, and he has totally earned this win today. And to me, if he wins on Sunday, he will have totally earned the right to be called the greatest of all time. Hell of a match, hell of a win. It's going to be interesting to see where things go from here, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.